Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
3 families are forced out of their homes right before the holidays after a fire tears through a mobile home community. Good afternoon and thanks for joining me. Investigators had trouble putting out the flames because of the lack of water in the mobile home park. The fire broke out as people were sleeping just before 3 this morning near 12 Mile and Haggerty in Novi. Nick Monticelli is there talking to people impacted.
So in all, there were 6 people, 3 different couples who had to evacuate their homes, escape in the middle of the night. You can see one of the homes up on the top of that hill, another one right next to me, a third, not as much damage behind this home. Everyone's okay, but that is because of working smoke detectors.
Lots of lights and lots of people running. They were running all over. Just sad. Devastation.
I could see flames. I told him, these things go up really fast because they're pre-made.
There was a lot of fear with the fire this morning in Novi at the Country Cousins mobile home park near 12 Mile and Haggerty. A shed, which we're told is a woodworking wood shop, caught fire around 2:40 a.m., then spread, destroying 2 homes and damaging a third. The man who lives in the home with the shed was standing in Gail's driveway during the fire.
And I'm like, what happened? And he said, fire. And I'm like, at your house? And he said, yeah. And I said, is your wife okay? Because I didn't see her anywhere. And he said, yeah.
Novi investigators are trying to figure out how this fire started, but getting it out was a challenge.
The water supply in the park here is a little bit difficult. They have their own hydrant system. However, we had to get water from Haggerty Road, and we pump water into the trucks.
Fortunately, nobody was hurt because everyone had working smoke detectors.
And you need to have a working smoke alarm this time of year. We never want to see people displaced around the holidays. A smoke alarm, a carbon monoxide detector, and if you have gas appliances and that, and just make sure that you stay safe.
Now, of those 3 couples, only one of them needed a place to stay. The Red Cross put them in a hotel. The other 2 had family members they could go to. We're in Novi. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Thanks so much, Nick. At any moment, the man accused of going on an anti-Semitic and racist rant outside of a local synagogue is expected to go before a judge. Hassan Shakur of Dearborn is charged with 2 counts of ethnic intimidation. Investigators say he made threats against children and adults at the Temple Beth El, a synagogue and preschool in Bloomfield Township. It happened on Friday, and the suspect was charged over the weekend. We do have a crew following the case, and we will bring you the latest on our later newscasts. Southfield police are searching for a man who shot at police after a traffic stop turned into a chase overnight. Officers tried to stop a car without a license plate at 13 Mile in Greenfield, and that's when the driver took off. The car then stopped at Civic Center Drive in Evergreen. 3 suspects got out and ran. 1 person fired a shot at police. 2 people were arrested. 3rd person got away. Police say the car was stolen. Right now, the Supreme Court is taking up a crucial same-sex marriage case. This is a live look at the High Court in Washington. The case involves a Christian graphic artist who objects to designing wedding websites for gay couples. The Colorado designer says ruling against her would force artists to do work that is against their faith. Opponents say if she wins, businesses would be able to discriminate against anyone. We will keep an eye on the case. Well, filling up our cars is getting easier on the wallet. Gas prices continue to drop. In fact, they are now less than they were this time last year in Metro Detroit. We are paying an average of $3.29 per gallon. That's 17 cents less than last week and almost a full $1 less than last month. Sam Brock is here with more on why prices are going down.
It's hard to find a single staple of the American economy that impacts our collective pocketbooks more than gas prices. Which is why when they fall, it provides a noticeable lift for families.
Big difference.
And falling, they are. The national average this morning, $3.40 a gallon. That's down about 40 cents from a month ago and more than $1.60 from a peak of $5.02 in the middle of June. 8 states are currently under $3 a gallon, part of a growing trend.
The national average could fall under $3 a gallon, even ahead of our forecast, which were for potentially that to happen by Christmas. So we continue to see gas prices fall at a very brisk pace.
Plunging oil and gas prices are being driven in large part by a deepening recession in Europe, rising interest rates in the U.S., and COVID outbreaks in China, slowing the world's second largest oil consumer. But the fragile fall in fuel prices could easily take a turn. Starting today, the European Union putting a price cap on Russian oil at $60 a barrel.
What is the net impact of the EU deciding that we will only buy Russian oil at this price point or less?
It's significant that the EU is coming together to make this fairly significant agreement and risk this potentially backfiring. Russia could simply choose to stop exporting oil. So this is kind of a high stakes game here.
At the same time, there's the arrival of cold weather, and Americans are bracing for higher heating bills, likely paying in the neighborhood of 50 to 100% more than last winter.
It was absurd, from, a $90 bill a month to like $360 some odd dollars.
The good news, it could be worse, with many utility companies locking in much of their petroleum supplies when rates were lower, and domestic resources of natural gas still robust.
And that was Sam Brock reporting. If you do need to fill up, AAA thinks prices will continue to drop throughout the week. Well, it is a clear start to the work week as we take a live look at Ann Arbor and the Big House. Ann Arbor is always beautiful, but things are changing as we head through our Monday. But the sunshine feels pretty good. Forewarned meteorologist Brandon Rue is here now with what you can expect. Hi, Brandon.
Christy, good afternoon. We are expecting a little more cloud cover, but enjoy a little midday sunshine while you can. And you can see on the temperature map where the clouds are. A little more cloud cover, central Oakland County, so 34 degrees Pontiac, while it's 43 at Metro and Romulus, 40 City Airport, and flirting with 40 degrees Ann Arbor. The wind is a different story. It is not the windiest or coldest day, but you combine the two, we've got these south-southwest winds, 7 to 17, and we've got wind chills that are a good 5-10 degrees below the air temperatures. As we look at exact track 4D radar, nothing really happening now. We've got our Grand Rapids radar on, and we are starting to see a little moisture moving over Lake Michigan into parts of western lower. Coming up, we will track shower chances coming our way tonight, cold rain tomorrow night, and finally some snow ahead.